Eastern Conference Game 4 tonight on Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN and ESPN2. They're doing the double simulcast. I guess the less serious stuff is on the Deuce. And this very well could be the last time we talk about the Eastern Conference Finals because Boston is a 7.5-point favorite. In fact, the money line says a 74% chance the Celtics win straight up. And we all know the series is over. The only question becomes, do they close it out in 4? Does it go back to Boston for Wednesday Game 5? I'm going to let you know how to play the side, the total, player props. Let's make some money here in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight on Monday. That's coming up free for you with deep analysis here in just a moment. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV. And first of all, happy Memorial Day. We've been giving a shout out to the veterans all weekend long on the Saturday and Sunday videos, but now it's officially Memorial Day today on Monday. And let's keep in mind what the meaning of Memorial Day is. It's to remember and honor those that gave the ultimate sacrifice, sacrificing their lives in defense of this great nation over the last several hundred years. So take a moment today while you're barbecuing, while you're cooking out, while you're just hanging out, enjoying the day off from work, watching some NBA playoffs, betting some baseball, and remember why we have these freedoms. It's because of the great men and women in the military currently active, past, present, and of course those that made the ultimate sacrifice. So once again, if you are active military, please comment below. By the way, I'm still catching up on Saturday and Sunday's videos. I was coaching baseball all weekend, but I am catching up and replying back. I do read all the comments and I reply back. So once again, if I haven't gotten back to you yet, I will, and I really do appreciate your service, and I appreciate your commenting below, and all of you that chimed in as well to thank all the veterans. Let's keep it going on this Memorial Day. If you haven't noticed, I'm wearing my red, white, and blue tank top. I put some sleeves on. Didn't want to scare the children for the younger viewers out there. All right, let's get to it. 8 o'clock Eastern tonight on Monday, Game 4, Boston, Indiana. And yes, the series is over. No team has ever overcome a 3-0 deficit. And on top of that, Boston's the best team in the NBA. And Halliburton is still questionable with the hamstring injury. Now, of course, Tyrese Halliburton, third-team All-NBA, best assist man in the league. They didn't miss him. Indiana led by 18 points, led the entire game. In fact, Boston's lead with less than a minute to go in the fourth quarter was the first time they led since early second quarter. Yes, Indiana let one get away from them, but for that reason, it's hard to imagine they're all of a sudden going to flip a switch and play hard here in Game 4. Halliburton is still questionable. As of Sunday night while I'm doing this video into Monday morning, we do not have any updates, so I'd say it's 50-50. But my gut feeling is, why would he play? The series is over. The season is over. Yes, maybe Indiana pulls the upset and they extended another game to Boston, but why would you risk the health of a future superstar here? And they still have Pascal Siakam and Nembhard. What a great game he had in Game 3. But once again, after blowing the 18-point lead, that was the game Indiana needed. We had a strong best bet on the Pacers. First half, plus the 3. They won outright by double digits. And I thought it was a good bounce-back spot for him at home. And I didn't think Halliburton was going to play, because if you keep in mind, I talked about this in my video on Saturday, the line was around 7 to 7.5. And if you just use the normal metrics from Games 1 and 2, when they're anywhere from a 9 to 10-point dog, you factor in several points each way for home court, say 5 to 6 points, and then factor in the 0-2 home team angle, which is always strong, you would have gotten a spread of about 2 to 3. So 7 was telling me they had it priced in. Halliburton was out. And when he was officially announced out on Saturday afternoon, the line stayed around 7.5. The total dropped about 1 point only. So once again, the odds makers did not expect him to play. Now we're looking at a 7.5. I see some 8 starting to pop on the WagerTalk Live odds screen. So you could use the same logic saying that they don't think Halliburton's going to play. The line will be bumped a little bit. Teams down 0-3. We normally get the point spread up a couple points versus Game 3 because Game 3 is the spot in which the losing team usually performs well. And that's exactly what we saw on Saturday. Indiana dominated, led throughout, but blew the game and lost late. But once again, I think the odds makers, the betting market is pricing in most likely 80% chance Halliburton is not in the lineup. But we'll keep an eye on this before it tips off at 8 Eastern. It does look like a focus spot for Boston. I know they'd have a tendency to take their foot off the gas, but I think that was in Game 3 when they already had 2 straight wins. We talked about the lackluster overtime win in Game 1. We had a strong best bet on the Celtics in Game 2 for that reason. There was a focus spot. Came back with Indiana, as I mentioned, as a client best bet first half in Game 3, easy winner. But now I think the spot probably favors Boston again, and they close out this series here in 4 straight. Now, obviously, the conspiracy theories out there, the NBA would love to have longer series here, the Western Conference as well. But I'm just not sure how much the officials can dictate in this one, especially if Halliburton remains out. Yes, teams perform well without their superstar. It cashed again with Indiana. They lost the game, but they covered easily. as a 7.5-point dog on Saturday. But that angle also works best in the first game without the superstar because, once again, the other team often overlooks them, and that's exactly what Boston did, in my opinion. Drew Holiday, he's on the injury report again with the illness. He's questionable, but once again, he was questionable and actually sick all day Saturday until about 45 minutes before tip-off. He wasn't sure if he was going to play, and what does he do? He has the game-winning three-point play and a key steal with less than 4 seconds to go. I expect him to be healthier in this game, but with that said, let's fast forward to some player prop recommendations. I do think fading Holiday might work, though, because he had 14 points, 4 of 10 shooting, but he was only 1 for 6 from three-point range. He was 5 for 5 from the line, got to 14 points, right? And now he is set at 14 for his over-under. He had 15 in Game 2, 28 in Game 1. He's had some monster games. I look for him to regress a little bit. And keep in mind, White and Holiday are more defensive backcourt. Jaylen Brown and Tatum are the offensive stars. We talked about Jaylen Brown coming back down to earth after that monster 40-point Game 2, and he did with 24 points, barely staying under the 25.5. As far as his shooting, he was 10 for 18, 1 for 5 from 3, so he pretty much landed where he should. I mentioned in the video I thought Tatum would bounce back, and he did. He had 36 points in Game 3 the other night. He's priced at 29.5 now. He's had 36 in 2 of the 3 games, 23 in the other. I'd be kind of neutral on Tatum, but if they do close the series out, as I think they will, he will likely have a large part in it. You can always hedge with him with a rebound or assist props over, because he does have a tendency to not score a lot, even in games they win. But the rebounds or assists usually pick it up. He had 18 rebounds and assists, along with that 36 points in game number 3. Al Horford continues to dominate. I mean, that's another guy that's definitely a candidate for regression. Horford had 23 points on Saturday, 8 for 14 shooting, 7 for 12 from three-point range. He only had 6 points in Game 2. Horford under 10.5 to 11.5 points under. Probably worth a look, as he really can't shoot much better. The concern there, though, is he is getting a lot of the shot attempts, especially threes. They're leaving him open. They have paid. The question becomes, does Indiana look to clamp down? We're going to get to some Pacer player props in a moment, but first let's talk about the total in this game. It's currently priced, as we check the WagerTalk live odds screen, around 222.5. All 3 games have landed over this total. Game 1, even with regulation time, was 234 before the overtime, which landed 261. Game 2, 236. Game 3 the other night without Halliburton, 225. And yes, Halliburton's a key offensive player, and they did have a real underrun in the regular season when he was hurt for a while, the Pacers overall. But against Boston this year, when he didn't play, it didn't make much of a difference. Well, it did, actually. They only had 104 points on November 1st, but they gave up 155. The game total, 259, still soared over the total. Halliburton only played 13 minutes in the 4th meeting on January 8th. Indiana actually won that game, 133-131, 264 points. And then, of course, Halliburton, limited minutes in Game 2. Let's not forget that. He hurt his hamstring in the second quarter of Game 2, came back, and then left for good in the third quarter. They still got to 236 total, and then without him, 225 total. So over or pass for me here. The other reason it's over or pass, even if Halliburton plays or doesn't play, I'd actually like it better if he doesn't play. It'll probably bump the line another point or so. And Carlisle's come out and said they're going to play full throttle. And I read that as, they're going to play fast. These are the 2 best offensive teams in the league, and they're the 2 most efficient offensive teams in the playoffs this year. Not a surprise that the over is a perfect 3-0. Sometimes it really is that simple. The 2 best offensive teams all season and in the postseason, and it's a 3-0 to the over. Once again, Indiana is not a good defensive team. Yes, Boston might bring some intensity if they want to close out the series, but Indiana is not a good defensive team. It's been just as bad in the playoffs, and if they want to play fast, if they play loose, which is often the case with 3-0 deficits when they know the season is over, I think the over could be worth a look here. So over 222.5 would be my recommendation on the total, and the team total is over 115 and over 107 for Boston and Indiana. Would make sense if you have a preference on the side. I would play that team total over as well, as I do think Indiana will look to push the pace at home. Boston will most likely play fast with them, as they have quite often so far this season. All right, let's get to some Indiana player props in a moment. Just a quick reminder, if you didn't comment below, please do so. Thank our veterans, current and past, and definitely the ones that made the ultimate sacrifice to keep this country great and free and allow us to talk about sports betting on WagerTalk TV. A little Memorial Day rhyme for you there. Also, thumbs up, like. Hit that thumbs up like button. Takes half a second. Boom. Click it. You've done it. Thank you. Keeps content free and plentiful. Thumbs up, like is really useful. Also, join the family. 153,000+ subscribers. Can't be wrong. Join WagerTalk TV for free by clicking subscribe. And if you hit the bell, if you click that bell, you get an instant alert when this video goes up each and every day of the postseason. I've done every game, every day of the playoffs. and I will continue to do so. Eastern Conference Finals almost over. Western Conference Finals getting there as well. NBA Finals around the corner. I've done every playoff game free for you here on Wager Talk TV. So once again, hit that thumbs up, like, subscribe, and hit the bell as well. And throughout the week, I put free baseball plays as well here, free baseball videos. So another reason to click subscribe and click the bell. Speaking of free plays, check out my page every day. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Free plays. I mentioned the other day they're on over a 70% run this week, and I jinxed us. Missed the baseball free plays this weekend. But once again, these are the last cut. They do quite well. They do make money for you long term. I'm very selective on my best bets. I have anywhere from 1 to 2, maybe 3 at most. 1 to 2 on average. Best bets, all sports each day. So the last cut is the free play. So it's still the third or fourth strongest play on the board each day. So it's great for you, first of all, if you win extra games, if you're building a bankroll, if you're a smaller player, want to build a bankroll, or if you're doing your own handicap and you want to see which way I'm leaning, that might be a filter to get you on or off a side or a total. Once again, the free plays are a great resource. I post one every day on my page, mostly baseball this time of year, but I might throw some NBA props up here in the finals around the corner. But once again, free plays every day with analysis. And don't forget, if you're learning and earning, you can also click on the last 20 best bets. My client best bets pop up on the page right after they start each and every night, and you can click the analysis button as well to read the analysis behind the plays. You can follow along and learn and earn. And then when you're ready, when you build that bankroll, highly recommend getting my best bet packages. Very simple. I have one set of selections. If I'm using a game, my clients get them. It's always been that way for the past 28 years since I started as a full-time professional in 1996. The only difference is I have a 1 day, a 1 week, a 1 month, a 1 year. There's just different time durations, but every package is the same play. There's no different clubs, no different selections. I'm very selective, and it pays off. In fact, nobody this year has won more units in the NBA, and nobody in the history of WagerTalk.com has won more units in the NBA. Number one this season, and number one all time in the NBA. Yes, the playoffs are almost over, but baseball is here each and every day for the next several months, and then football right around the corner. If you would like to try out the June package, you still get the rest of May free. You get this next week of May free when you sign up for June All Sports. Or if you want the summer special all the way through Labor Day, that gets you June, July, and August till September 2nd for less than $6 a day, and that gets the rest of May free as well. So once again, some great All Sports. The 1 month and the 3 month All Sports right now get the rest of May included for free, so you don't want to miss out. No promo codes needed. Check them out right now on my page, WagerTalk.com. And we do have a Memorial Day special. Woo! Wave that flag. Pump the shirt. 1 day only, and this is today, Monday only. It's on the page right now. You will see it on my page. No promo code needed. It's a 24-hour flash sale for Memorial Day, and it's quite simply a great offer. Once again, if you're wanting to try an all-sport access, normally a 7-day is less than $15 a day. Right now, you're getting 2 weeks for less than $11 a day. Once again, you get that second week for half price. The full details are on my page. So right now, if you buy June, you get the rest of May free. But if you want a smaller package, you buy 1 7-day pass, you get the second week included for half price. It's a BOGO, 50% discount that second week. Once again, all these packages, all the explanations, all the price points, no promo codes needed. They're on my page right now. You will see also a strong best bet for tonight's Game 4 between the Celtics and Pacers. I've got that up nice and early. It went up on Sunday afternoon. Yet another reason to be a direct client. We get these videos up early, but the best bets often go out the day before, so clients can lock in on the best number. By the way, the plays are emailed to you with analysis and text to you. You can also log into the website anytime. You get instant notifications when I release a selection, so everyone gets them at the same time. I do have a strong best bet for Game 4 tonight between the Celtics and Pacers for my clients. It's on my page right now, along with that daily free play and the special offers. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. All right, looked at the side and total, looked at the player props for Boston. On the way out here, let's look at some Indiana player props. Now, once again, very tricky, just like it was in Game 3 without knowing Halliburton's status. I'm going to assume he probably is not playing. I think there's a 70-80% chance he does not play. If he does, I think he's limited. If he plays, I'd be careful with his props in general. I would look to other guys. As I mentioned, the Pacers look like they want to push the pace. Guys that stepped up without Halliburton, obviously, Nembhard had a great game. 32 points, career playoff high, 12 for 21 shooting. I would look for him to regress a bit. The concern, though, once again, is if he takes that many shots, he led the team with 21 shot attempts. He could still get there. His point total is only 15.5, so I'm kind of neutral on Andrew Nembhard because, once again, he should regress, but he doubled up this point total last time. I'm not sure they've set it high enough yet, so just a guy to keep an eye on there. If Halliburton's out, I would back off. If Halliburton plays, I do like Nembhard under 15.5. as Nimbrad had a huge game on Saturday. I just don't see that happening again if Halliburton's in the lineup. Pascal Siakam is a guy they did not have in the 5 regular season meetings, including the times when Halliburton did not play or was limited. They do have him now after the trade with Toronto in February. He had 36 minutes, 22 points, 9 for 18 shooting. So he did step up as I expected, and he did not make a three-pointer. He's priced around 23.5. So I would probably play Siakam over after just 22 points. He could have gotten over the other night had he hit any of those three-pointers. So I like Siakam over if you're looking for a guy to pick up the slack here for Indiana. Another guy that got a good amount of shot attempts actually off the bench, McConnell, guy we have not talked about here in the videos. 10 for 17 shooting, 23 points, only 1 for 4. TJ McConnell, 23 points. He's priced at 13.5. McConnell had 9 and 13 in the other 2 games. I like McConnell over 13.5. Once again, I think he's going to have another nice game, especially if Halliburton's limited. Nimbrad is a guy that might have another big game if Halliburton's out, but I'm more comfortable with McConnell over. Nimbrad, I think, is due to regress a little bit, so I'd be careful with him. All right, this might be the last time we talk about the Pacers this season, so I got to talk about Obi Toppin. I always forget to bring him up. He's like the fan favorite here in the chat and for the props. Toppin's player points priced around 8.5 to 9.5, so let's just say 9, depending on where you shop around. He had 15 and 11 in games 1 and 2. Only had 4 in game 3 the other night. So he's a guy that might get there, especially if Halliburton's not out there. I'll look for Toppin maybe to get a few more shot attempts in game 4. He was only 2 for 6 shooting. Obi Toppin, maybe a guy, a little fan favorite. We can go up and over his total there in game 4. All right, that's a deep dive into the Eastern Conference Finals. Could very well be the last game. In fact, as a 7.5-point favorite, Boston's about minus 300 money line. It's about a 74% chance they win Game 4 and close this series. As far as the series goes, no team's ever overcome an 0-3 deficit to win it. Boston is anywhere from 1 to 300 to 1 to 1,000, which means you have to weigh $1,000 to win $1. Do not do it. It's like picking up nickels in front of a steamroller. It's another good financial markets term I like to use. Take back on Indiana, 50 to 1 at some books. Other books are being generous. They're giving you 100 to 1. Don't take that either. There's no value either way. The true price is probably in between. Yes, if you risk 300 or you risk 1,000, you can pick up $1. Risking 300 to win the dollar is not a terrible bet, but some spots have like minus 900, minus 1,000 to win $1. Don't do that. You're better off just holding on your money and hoping the improbable doesn't happen. Once in 1,000 times, Boston probably does blow a 3-0 lead, but it's probably not going to happen this year. Hey, I hope you found this video useful. Once again, happy Memorial Day, everybody. Memorial Day Monday is here. I've got the flags in the background, the flag in the forefront, the flag on my chest. And most importantly, please comment below if you're active duty military, retired military, so we can thank you, past, previous, whatever. We want to thank you and salute you here on Memorial Day. And once again, the purpose, of course, is to remember those that made the ultimate sacrifice and gave their lives in the line of duty to protecting this great country. Let's not forget the police officers, the firefighters, as well the first responders that also make this country safe. And if you're finding this video useful, please give it a thumbs up, a like, comment below about the games also, not just Memorial Day. Let's talk about sides, totals, player props. How are you betting Game 4 tonight? What are some under-the-angle radars that you're looking at? Let's win together. Let's learn and earn here on WagerTalk TV. Subscribe and hit the bell for instant alerts when these videos go up each and every morning. And once again, if you want my best bet for this game for Monday night, Pacers Celtics Game 4, it's available on my page right now. My clients have gotten it. You too can become a client. Get the single player, get one of the all sports specials. Once again, by June, get the rest of May free, all sports, baseball, and basketball combined. Or if you want a smaller package, do that one-day flash sale, the Memorial Day special. Buy a 7-day pass and get the second 7-day pass included for half price. No promo codes needed. And get that daily free play for Monday also. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. You can follow me on Twitter, X Twitter. Well, it's not X. Yeah, it is X Twitter because it used to be Twitter. It's not no longer. It is X Twitter. I think that's what I'm going to start calling it until we get this straight. I like Twitter X, but it's really X Twitter. Follow me at Steve Merril. 2 R's, 1 L. You know the deal. At Steve Merril. 2 R's, 1 L on X Twitter. And you can also follow me on Instagram and IG along with WagerTalk. And stay tuned here. It's Memorial Day Monday, but the staff is working hard. The crew is working. We got some live programming all afternoon here on WagerTalk TV. And I'll be back tomorrow on Tuesday with your Game 4 video from Minnesota, Dallas, right here. Stay tuned. Have a great Memorial Day. Once again, let's wave the flag, salute, thank the veterans, comment below, and I'll talk to you again soon here on WagerTalk TV.